Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 20th, 2012. Going to go over the trades we took in the live trading room this morning. It was pretty dry. It is FOMC day today, as Dwayne just went over. And they're spreading it out over the whole afternoon. They have 12:30, they have the statement coming out and the actual rate coming out. And then they have, I believe at 2, they have some commentary about it, and then they have at 2:15 a press conference where they're going to take questions, I believe. So they're spreading that out all day, and it's really had an effect on the markets this morning. That said, we ended the morning session plus 8 ticks on the NQ and plus 6 ticks on the ES. Okay, we didn't take any YM trades. The YM has been pretty much in and around the weekly trading zone all morning. Okay. Now, before I go any further, if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply, and you can take a free trial. In the free trial, you get 5 business days using everything you see here. If you don't see it, you can still go to cfrn.net/apply if you're listening and you're not watching right now. But anyway, you get everything you see here, all of our indicators. You get to sit in our live trading room and learn the setups, and we will do our best to answer all your questions during the week, during that 5-day trial, to get you all ready to go, ready to become a partner and get on board. Now, that said, if you are on your trial right now, it is Wednesday. There's a partners meeting tomorrow night. Every Thursday at 9 p.m., we have our weekly partners meeting. I encourage anybody who is on their trial, check your email. You should have an offer from us in your email. If you do not and you want one, type in here that you want one, or just send an email to support@cfrn.net. Support@cfrn.net, and we'll get that offer right out to you. Okay. Maurice, I will get one right out to you. I'll send it out to you in a couple minutes here. Okay. All right. Now, the trades this morning. Okay. On the ES, I only traded the ES and the NQ, though we looked at a bunch of different markets. All right. The one trade that I took this morning was right here. We had a bearish cross this morning. Price came back up, tested the BBC. I got short right up there, and it went down here. Once it was held in by the MA1 right here, the MA1 is this red and blue line right here. Once it was held in by that, I decided to just take some profit off the table. It was at plus 5 or 6 ticks right there, I believe, and I took some profit off the table right there. Okay. Once I did that, I saw that the market was just choppy, and with the FOMC thing coming out, I just stayed out of it all the way through the rest of the morning session. Now, the thing that Dwayne had just alluded to at the end of his commentary just a few minutes ago, toward the end of the morning session, we drew this trend line up the bottoms as it pulled back up to the BBC, and Dwayne had said that if it closes down below that trend line, that it would likely move down to the weekly trading zone. All right, and that is exactly what it did. Okay, it closed below it right here. There was a little heat when it pulled back right there, but it did go right down to the weekly trading zone. All right. The ES was, after we took that morning trade right there, that first trade of the morning, after that it was practically untradeable right there. So there wasn't much we could do, and I just recommended to everybody that was in the live trading room to just step aside. And we looked at a bunch of other markets this morning while all that was happening, okay, while nothing was really happening. Now this is the NQ. I'll show you the trade that I took on the NQ. I took this short right here. You see, when the MA1 crossed down below the BBC is this green line. When the MA1 crossed down below, I was looking for a pullback to the BBC, which is an area of resistance in this case, and divergence, bearish divergence down here between the green line and the red and blue line. I wanted all that to come together at the same time. And when we got the down close, that's the time to get into the trade. When it goes back in the direction of the longer term direction that's shown by the cycle portion of the slingshot. Okay, so I got short up here and I took profit over here. Pretty straightforward. with everything else chopping the way that it was, I didn't take any more trades here either. There were more trades that had set up along the way. And you can see here the cycle started moving up, so I wasn't looking to get short on any of these bounces. Then finally we got a bullish cross right here, and the cycle was blue and headed up. We had some bullish divergence. There was an opportunity to get long right here. Another one right over here. And over here the cycle turned red and started heading down, so you wouldn't have been as interested in the long trade right there. Or I wouldn't have been as interested. You can see how it went back and forth here a bit. We had some bullish divergence here after we got the bullish cross, came back, tested the BBC and gave an up close. Did it again right over here. Okay, I didn't take any more trades here this morning. But you can see how it was working pretty much the whole time here. It did it again. This was getting on in the morning session. It was it was a little bit later in the morning session. Okay, we got a bullish cross here, a pullback down, tested the BBC with an up close, another one over here. Now this one you would have been looking to get long right there, so you may have stopped out on that before it actually came to give some profit if you were taking trades. All right, and then the break happened. We took our break right here, and this move down happened during the break. All right, that was the NQ. Now I'm going to go over the YM just really quickly because it was really a mess this morning. There was nothing to be done there on the YM. All right, here was 9:30. The first pullback was over here. We had some bearish divergence, but the weekly trading zone was right below us, so we didn't try to go short in there. Over here, we had a pullback to the BBC with an up close with some divergence, but the weekly trading zone again stopped us all the way through there. And in here, there was a couple opportunities right here. That wasn't the opportunity. That was just the bearish cross. This right over here was the opportunity if you wanted to get short. But again, it's going right into the zone. So we weren't looking to do that. Over here was an opportunity to buy going out of the weekly trading zone. But if you look at the larger time frame, the 1500 contract, it was going right into the BBC. So we weren't looking to trade anything in there. It was between a rock and a hard place all morning. All right, that was the YM. Now let me just jump over here. Crude was something that we discussed this morning, because crude and gold were the things that were moving around the most this morning. So let's just show you what we looked at on crude. All right, it was about 10:30 when we started to look at crude, and this trade right here, we watched it set up, and as it set up, we pointed out where you would have been looking to enter. In this particular case right here, you would have been looking to enter at 82.95, 82.96. It ran all the way up here. Before it pulled back, you see, it's the same exact setup here, guys. It's just a different market. All right, this is crude oil. At 10:30 this morning, the crude inventories came out, and there was a bigger pile, which means at some point that should somehow reflect in the prices at the pump. They should go down, meaning there was more supply than there was demand for the crude. Right here, you can see we had the bullish divergence on the bottom, tested the BBC with an up close, and did it again right here with an up close. And then over here the cycle started going down, and I pointed out that the cycle was going down. It's starting to turn around. Right here was an opportunity to get short. Here was another opportunity if you missed the first one. Right here was another opportunity. And you can see that crude really tanked after that. That dropped, this move right here between here and here in that 10 minutes is about the equivalent of $600 a contract. Okay, if you would have taken that. These first couple, this one was about $170 a contract. This was about $130 a contract. From up here all the way to down there was like another $600 a contract if you had taken the trade. You can see that the same thing just kept happening over and over again on the crude. Okay, and it just happened again right over here. Does everybody see this? Is it pretty clear to everyone what I'm looking at here? If you have any questions, type them in, and I'd be happy to answer them. All you folks that are asking about how to become a partner, I will gladly send off some information to you. Okay, when I'm done with the recording here. But you can see how again and again it tests the BBC. It gives a close in the direction of the overall trend, and when you have the divergence to support it, it goes. Okay. Let me jump over to a different market right now. This is crude. Let me look at the 6E. All right, we looked at the 6E on a few different time frames this morning. Let me go back to the 4. I think that was the one that I illustrated everything on. Well, I guess I took all the stuff off it. But anyway, the same exact stuff. You're looking for the divergences on the 6E. All right, bearish divergence, bearish cross, test to the BBC, down close, and down it goes. Bullish cross, bullish divergence. Oops, sorry. Bullish divergence, and an up close, and up it went. All right, the same things happen over and over and over again. Same indicators, same setup, just different markets. So you can choose whatever market is moving or whatever market suits you the best. You know, I know a lot of people have a particular market that they like to trade. This stuff's pretty straightforward, and it just you know, it's scalable across time frames and markets. But that was the 6E. Now, if I take all those things off of there, and I flip this to a gold chart, GGCQ, right? And I flip this to a gold chart, then we can just go back and look at the same stuff on the gold chart. All right. I don't know. We'll just start right here. Okay. You see, we have some bullish divergence right in here, down here. Okay. You have your bullish cross over here. You actually had some bullish divergence in here as well, right there. Bullish cross, pullback test to the BBC with an up close, again right here, again right here. Now right here the cycle's headed down, it's pointed down at you. You don't want to take that trade right there. Over here on the other side, okay. So that moved down, again right here the cycle's moving up. The trade worked out, but you don't really want to take that trade when the cycle's moving against you. Okay. In here, this right here, it would have, if you got long right here, you didn't really have the divergence at that point, but if you got long right here, it worked out, but I wouldn't have taken that trade because we had too many closes below the BBC. The spot I would have been looking for would have been right over here. Okay. Right here. And, okay, Mike, I will push it along then. All right, and that was the place to enter on that. All right, let's see over here. You can see it rolled over again, right in here, and there. If you look at these divergences, now, if you really look at this, it gives you entries that give you you know, a pretty good run there. If you just want to take, you know, $100 a trade or whatever per contract, then this one right here went from 1609.3 down to 1608.2. That's $110 a contract. This one right here, 1608.9. If you took it all the way down to here, 1606.4. Let's just call it 1606.9. Okay, that's $200 a contract. It's not that hard, guys. It's right there all the time, day after day. All right? All right. Mike Reed is in the house, and I know we missed him yesterday. So I am going to wrap this up here. I've gone over all the markets that I actually traded. The results for the morning, I was up 6 on the ES, up 8 on the NQ. Not sure what just happened right here, but the markets are jumping all over the place right now. You see that? That was more movement than we had all morning right there in those 3 bars. All right. That said, if you...
Begins Operation Twist.
Commencing Operation Twist. All right. All right. I'm going to stop the recording here.